And there we go. We must be live. Hi everybody, Coach Dave here, and tonight we are unplugged. I'm hoping that everything's working, and I'm hoping that the microphone is picking me up. Yeah, go ahead and go in there. My technical assistant is here helping me. So there we go. Go ahead and get out of that. All right. Hit the X at the top. Okay, great. So there we are. Hi everybody, Coach Dave here. Coach Dave Unplugged. This is our Unplugged pilot. So tonight we're just going to talk about whatever comes to mind. And Devontae is here and he says, looking good. Right on, man. So it looks like things are working pretty good. I sound like I'm kind of out in the pool area, so who knows. But my chat over here is not working, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the chat, and then we're going to reload it. So the chat should reload just fine. And there we go. Now the chat's working. All right. Hey guys, what's going on? You see my chat working? You see I am not in my usual studio. I am unplugged tonight. We're out and about, wandering around the town and seeing who it is that's going to challenge us. And so I don't think anybody has the guts. But so anyway, tonight, what's going on? This is Let's Get Unplugged. You know, or Unstuck. You know, I put this, I know you're stuck, on the title because I know you're stuck. Everybody is. And to get unstuck really requires a lot more than any of us as an individual have to get unstuck. You need somebody else in your corner. And to get unstuck, you need to know what you want. You need to know where you want to go with your life. And in fact, you need somebody to help you along the way. And what happens when you have someone to help you along the way is you've got somebody to walk with. Now, the Bible says that two are better than one. Have you ever read that? It's in the book of Ecclesiastes. It says two are better than one. And the reason two are better than one is because if one of you falls into a pit, the other one is there to help them out. That's exactly what it says. So that's what we're here to do. I'm here to help you out. I'm here, and if you're in Facebook, if you're in Periscope, if you're in YouTube, or any of the other 5 places we are, share this out to your friends. You might know somebody who's stuck. I know if somebody shared it to me when I was stuck, I would have been a lot better off. And I would have been thankful to them for sharing it with me. So let's get unstuck. This is Coach Dave Unplugged, and as such, I don't have any commercials to run because we're unplugged from the computer. This is totally a mobile broadcast tonight, and we're doing this as a pilot program. We may make this an every Thursday thing. Thursday night might be our unplugged night. I'm really considering that. Tell me what you think. Do you guys think Thursday night would be a good night just to say, hey, we're going to unplug from the commercials, we're going to unplug from the computer, we're going to go out somewhere. I could be at a different location every Thursday night. I mean, tomorrow, next week on Thursday night, I could be out at Starbucks, I could be out at the fairgrounds, you know, anywhere there's a Wi-Fi signal, we can do Coach Dave Unplugged. So we're thinking about making that a permanent thing for maybe a 1 day a week kind of deal. And so let me help you get unstuck. What you need first to get unstuck, well, let me talk about, before we go into that, I want to talk about OPMedia. Ordinary People Media is a media company that we're started. There is, if you go to opmedia.live or www.opmedia.live, you can see there's a timer there. And when that timer expires, OPMedia is launching, period. We're launching. We're enabling people to come to us and get help to learn how to broadcast their show, to get help where to broadcast their show, and to tell your story, broadcast your show. You need people to watch. And we have that too. We've got an audience of people, we've got a target audience that is watching and is there to help you get this thing rolling. So don't be afraid to come to us and say, hey, you know, I want to get started, but I don't know where. I want to get started, but I don't know how. So that's what OPMedia is all about. Ordinary people like you and me. It's our media company to help you tell your story. And if you want to tell your story, that's why we're here. That's exactly what we're here for. So we want to help you. Go to opmedia.live. Check us out. Hit the button and that says, you know, let me know more. Let me get your updates of what's going on with you guys. Because we don't want no FOMO. You guys know what FOMO is? You ever heard of FOMO? That's the fear of missing out. So we don't want no FOMO. We ain't got time for that, right? So that's about OPMedia. That's the only commercial I can tell. You know, we got all kinds of programs. eDigger Live, eDigger Speaks. We've got Charm City Direct. He's running all that stuff. We've got, you know, eDigger and Lease. They do a thing tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. And that would back that up 3 hours. It'd be 8 a.m. on the West Coast. They do a program where they just get unplugged, basically. They kind of lose all control, and they're crazy. You gotta be careful over there. So that's what OPMedia is all about. That's some of the stuff that we're doing. And also at 10 p.m. on the East Coast, you want to catch my buddy Devontae Goins. Devontae is out there telling the news, okay? So yeah, remember, support us. We have a GoFundMe. We've got all kinds of stuff going on to give you the best shot that you can have at telling your story and putting your story out there, because there are people just like you that want to see that you're just like us. So there we go. So yeah, just like Devontae says, smash the like button and share. Amen. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. So let me ask you guys, what do you need in order to get unstuck? I have this elevator pitch that I developed a while back where, you know, you get on the elevator, somebody says, hey, what do you do? And you say, oh, I'm a baker, or I'm this, or I'm that. That's not what you do. That's just the title that you have, okay? So what do you do? And so I developed this elevator pitch. You know, my first thing is to say, oh, well, you know, what do I do? Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt stuck, or you know somebody that has? Well, that's kind of all of us. And what I do is I help people that feel stuck develop a vision of how they would love their life to be. And then I coach them through a specific process designed to help them take that vision and make it a reality in their life. And so that's what I do. I take that coaching and I make that a reality in their life. There we go. There's the link for our GoFundMe right there. Thanks, Devontae. And so go check that out. But that's what I do. I help people come up with that vision and make that vision a reality in your life. So that's how we get unstuck. First of all, we have to realize we're stuck. Second of all, we have to say, you know, how am I going to get unstuck? What do I need? I need a vision in my life of where I want to go. I need an engine, a machine, a working, something that I can do, something that I can just follow, and I've got that too. And then the third thing I need, tier number 3 to go with this, is somebody to walk through it with me. 2 are better than 1, okay? So 2 are better than 1. We know you're going to fall into a pit. We know I'm going to fall into a pit. And if we've got both of us, we're there to help each other out. And that's what it's all about. That's what OPMedia is about. As a life coach, that's what I'm about. That's what I do. And I help people get unstuck. And so that's the vision that I have, is that I'm going to be able to help you get unstuck. We're going to go and figure out your why. We're going to talk about what is the vision that gets you. What is the vision that hits you deep in the heart, not the heart of Texas, deep in here. And we're going to talk about that. And then from that point, what we want to do is, how do you get there? What is the vision in your mind that's going to make that important enough to pursue? What's the vision in your mind that's going to want you to pursue your legacy? It's not just goals. It's not just, I kind of want to do that. But what is the vision in your mind that is going to produce the desire, the deep desire in your life to pursue the legacy that you deserve, that your family deserves, that people that come after you see that you worked so hard for, and that you deserve to have all those things happen. You know, when you leave, you're gone. You don't have to worry about it. When you leave this world, you don't have to worry about anything, and the only thing that's going to matter is, what did you leave behind? What did you leave behind? What's the, you know, did you just leave behind a bunch of bills for other people to pay? Did you leave behind a $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 debt to be cremated and buried? And there's nothing lasting about that. And there's nothing encouraging about that. Your family won't be encouraged by having to bury you, cremate you, spread your ashes over Lake Wabasabi, okay? That's not encouraging. Let's leave a legacy behind that is important to you. It's important to your family. There's a way that you can leave a legacy behind that will take care of your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, other people in the community. You know, there was a time when my parents kept saying to me, get a job, just go get a job. You know, I started to think in my high school years when my parents were saying, get a job. I started to think, man, that's a negative. I never want to get a job if it's all that negative. You know, get a job. That's the only thing they would say to me. If you may come home one day after you're done with high school, you're going to come home one day and all your stuff is going to be in boxes on the porch and the locks are going to be changed, you know, because you need to get a job. And I thought, oh, okay, that's real positive. But that just sounds like a negative bunch of crap. So right out of high school, what did I do? I didn't want to deal with all that. I ain't got time for that. So right out of high school, I just decided, okay, I'll get a job. I'll get away from you telling me, get a job. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign all the paperwork to go in the Air Force. And I know I could just sign papers and get a job. And so I served my country for 4 years. I got out of that and just kind of wandered around for a while. And I don't know, I had some minimum wage jobs, some jobs that were maybe less than minimum wage, but I was working part-time. I did some auto detailing. Technically, it's really not auto detailing. It's car wash, okay? Car wash. Scrubbing some floor mats. Doing the tires, you know, just all that stuff. I did some auto detailing. For a while, my career was Dave Brown, auto detailer. Thank you very much. So I did that for a while. That was kind of cool, but not cool. But it wasn't until I finally had God speak to me one day. He had some things going on in my life. There were some themes that just kind of seemed like they would last a couple of weeks, and then he'd tell me what's up with that. Okay, so then there was this one couple of weeks, this one theme, and everywhere I was going, I was hearing people talk about. It started to sound scary to me. I'll warn you ahead of time. I heard some people talking about being a productive member of society. Be a productive member of society. Go out and do some work that's going to make society better and help clean up the streets or whatever it was going to clean up. I don't know. But I went out and I did that. You know, I had some get a job, minimum wage, get a jobs. And it didn't. But this one period of time, every conversation I heard on the radio was talking about productive member of society. Every conversation I heard in private, every sermon that I heard every Sunday, or every time I listened to the radio and there was another sermon on, or I go on YouTube and another guy was talking about it, for about 2 weeks straight, it was this whole thing just over and over again about getting work, getting a job, productive member of society. And I got to the end of the 2 weeks and I started to scratch my head and I was like, okay, Lord, what are you really telling me about this? And usually God speaks to me, the time He speaks to me the most is when I go and I take a walk. When I take off and I decide I'm just going to go take a walk and walk around the block. Maybe I'll stop at the corner market, get some fizzy water, you know, some flavored fizzy water, as long as it doesn't have sugar. I'm a diabetic. So, you know, walking around the block and all that kind of stuff. And God just started speaking to my heart. And He said, you know, Dave, I don't want you to get a job so that you can do like your parents said, get a job. I don't want you to get a job so that you're just, you know, paying your bills and then raking in everything else you can to get a nice car, get a nice place to live, get a nice computer, get some nice gadgets, get a nice phone, get a nice smart watch, and people just really feel impressed by you as you walk by with your cell phone and your smart watch and your Ferrari or whatever it is that you think all this money is getting you. But let me tell you this, Dave. If you are supporting yourself and those blessings are coming into your life and you're allowing yourself to be blessed by doing the work and the money's coming in, guess what's going to happen? That blessing will ripple out to people around you. Why do you think they call it productive member of society? Because your community is benefited by you being able to take care of yourself. That's what I want to do for you. People around you, your friends, your family, they're all blessed by you being able to take care of yourself. And so I want you not to think about a job as raking in all these wonderful things that are going to impress everybody and make people flock to you. You get all the girls, you get the friends, they only want your money anyway. But you get all this stuff and you rake it all in and you feel so good about yourself. Look at all this stuff. And that doesn't help anybody else. But if you understand that what you have is a blessing to you, and not only that, it's a blessing to everyone around you, because your life is blessed and your life is productive and you're doing some things with your life instead of just sitting around belly aching and raking in unemployment or whatever it is you're doing. Instead of getting some work and putting some effort into your life becomes blessed. That blessing ripples out to the people close to you first. They see your improved attitude. They see your improved character. They see your improved, encouraging facial expressions like that. They see all those good things, and you know what? They feel encouraged. And they say, wow, man, look, just with a little bit of effort, he's just really made some great strides. And they're going to want to make some great strides, and they're going to do that, and they're going to make ripples out to you and people around them. Pretty soon the whole community is feeling a little bit, hey, look, I remember that guy. He used to be over there on that corner and with the cardboard sign, and you know, he was on unemployment and food stamps and taking all of our tax money up with all these programs that he was on. And man, I remember he was a wreck, and his hair was really long and his scraggly looking, and his clothes were all torn, and he had this big old funky looking beard, and you know, but now look at this guy now. And your life, your blessings, all of those things that jump out at people now are blessings not only to you, not only to your friends, the ones close to you, but your community and people that just really recognize And they're going to stop you and ask you, and you're going to say, man, I just put a little bit of work into it. Okay, it's no big deal. But all that blessing is going to go out, and God knows where my heart is. That my heart is to bless other people. And when he told me this, I said, you know what? 180 degrees. 180 degrees. I totally love get a job. I totally love productive member of society, knowing that my life is going to bless other people. How could you not like that? How could you not like that? So that's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you by just DM me and ask me. We'll start the process of, there's a 3-tiered system that I came up with. It's called the Life Transform System. And you know what? I want to give it away. I want to give it away. Because that will bless me giving it to you. It will bless you becoming a better you and blessing your friends, your family, people around you, people in the community. I want to give it away. It's a 3-tiered system. The first tier is to find your why, find the reason for your legacy. The second tier is the workings of it. There's actually a physical workings of it that I can teach you and pass on to you. And these things will keep you more organized, they'll keep you more productive, they'll keep you moving forward towards that legacy dream, that legacy that you have in your brain of how your life is going to end up being not just a bill that somebody has to pay for your burial expenses. And then the third tier is, let's walk together through all of this. You've got somebody you can walk together through this with, to guide you through it, to show you through it, to ask you some open-ended questions and see how you can make it through to this legacy life with your how, your why is first, with your why, your legacy, your how, the engine, and who to do it with. So you're not doing it alone. So you have an accountability helper, guide, partner along with you to make it through. That's, for me, what Let's Get Unstuck is all about. Hey Dale, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey Dale, share this out. I'm asking people today, have you ever felt stuck, or you know somebody who does, or has, or is? Share this out so that someone who feels stuck can see this and know there's a system. I call it my Life Transform System. It's the Legacy Why. It's the, I call the kit my Life Transform Kit. That's pretty cool. And yes, is there truth? Yes or no? That's what I want to know. So it's the Life Transform System, and I just want to give it away. I want to give it away, and once it gets rolling, you're going to see, hey, this thing isn't a bunch of baloney. It's not a bunch of Bernie Sanders. Oh, wait a second. BS. Okay, yeah, it's not a bunch of Bernie Sanders, okay? So I heard that today on the radio. I thought I got to throw that in the show because Devontae is going to want to hear that. So, yeah, it's not a bunch of BS. It's an actual program. It's an actual thing. There's a why, there's a how, there's a who. And you get those things together in your life, and all 3 of those tiers really help the other ones make it worthwhile and make it happen. So let's make this happen in your life. Let's get unstuck. And there's only one way that you can do it, and that's to start. And if you don't know how to start, that's where I come in. That's where I come in. If you don't know how to start, just DM me. Send me a private message. Dave Brown Coach. Remember that, Dave Brown Coach. All one word with a little @ sign in front of it. You can reach me there on Facebook. You can reach me there on YouTube. You can reach me there on Periscope. Follow me on all 3 places. You'll see the shows when they show up. This is our Unplugged series. We're doing this potentially. I'm not going to promise. We're doing this potentially every Thursday night. Instead of a plugged-in show, we're going to do Coach Dave Unplugged. I'm going to go out to some different places even and just start this up. And if there's Wi-Fi, we can do Coach Dave Unplugged. So that's what we're planning on doing with this. Let me know in the comments what you think of Coach Dave Unplugged as a regular weekly feature, as a regular special during the week. And we'll do this one day a week. We'll do Coach Dave Unplugged instead of plugged into all this stuff and running all these commercials. We just kind of yak at the beginning, and we don't have an intro, and we don't have an outro, and all that kind of stuff. Heather, how you doing? Good to see you. So that's what we're doing. That's where my focus is, you know. And in the middle of all of this life transformation, we're going to touch on some other things along the way. We're going to touch on boundaries. We're going to touch on addictions. We're going to touch on some things in your life that may be a little sensitive. So I want to warn you ahead of time. want to warn you ahead of time. Yeah, I know it's nighttime and I'm almost off of here, so I figure you guys can squint a little bit. Turn the brightness up on your monitor. And next place we go, maybe even more romantic than this, so be prepared for that. And so there we go. And yeah, going old school, going unplugged, like it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna touch on some things. We're gonna get your life transformed, and I'm gonna start doing a series on our regular, maybe plugged in ones, maybe some of the unplugged ones. So get ready for that. But I'm going to start a series that's going to be all about this life transform thing. We're going to start at the beginning with your why. We're going to teach you how to figure out your why. We're going to teach you how to look ahead and see what a legacy looks like instead of just letting your life go flip-flop. Okay? So that's where we're going to start. After that, we'll go into the engine of it. After that, we'll go into getting somebody to help you walk through it. Those are the three pillars. Those are the three transformational things that are in this life transform system. And I even have a Facebook page for it. So, you know, watch out for that. And that's how it's going to go. We're going to do this thing, this unplugged thing once a week. And it's good to see you all. Share this out. Again, if you're not stuck, you know somebody who is or was or wants to be unstuck. So share this out. Share, like, subscribe. Hit the little bell on YouTube. And guys, I'm going to let you go. The battery on the phone is doing great, but we don't want to let the darkness come in and get us. So as Dale said, you know, old school, we're going to go ahead and do it and get it over with. So guys, thanks for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and press the button over here. And you guys, God bless. Take care. Share this out. And don't forget, let's get unstuck. After all, I am the Unstuck Coach. Guys, God bless. Have a good night. Bye-bye.